Hey everybody, Ashton here with Gents. Long time no see. So I have a backlog of about 15-20 videos that I need to be pumping out. So hopefully I'll be getting stuff out to you guys more regularly now. The first one that I'm going to tackle is the one that's been kind of hoarded out the most on YouTube here lately, and that is a quick review of Creed Viking. So I got a sample like everybody else on Earth. I'll leave a link in the description. If you're in the United States, you can go onto this website that Creed has set up and score a sample for yourself. It will look exactly like this. Obviously, I don't have the actual bottle or the presentation, so we're not going to do that. But if you're interested in how that looks, and for some reason you don't know how the Viking bottle looks yet, it looks like that. Love it or hate it. Some people think it looks terrible. Personally, I think it looks kind of cool. I like it. It's maybe a little cheesy or whatever, but I dig it. So enough about all that. Let's go ahead and get into the fragrance itself. Is this something that you should be targeting for a potential blind buy or just a buy in general? It starts out really spicy. There's some citrus off the top. Pink pepper is going to be the dominant note as far as the notes that they actually released as their official notes. The spiciness is not something like you would find in a really deep kind of spicy sense. It's more on the fresher side of things, slightly herbal even, but definitely decidedly spicy. In the mid and through to the dry down, rose comes into the picture. It's not really a jammy rose like in Lyric Man by Amouage. It's not really an in-your-face rose. It just plays along really well with the spiciness. And to me, the spiciness is the dominant aspect from the opening through to the dry down. It's the thing that I remember most from the fragrance. In the dry down, you do get a nice sandalwood note. To me, it doesn't smell like original Santal, which is the other Creed fragrance that's most well known for sandalwood. If I was going to compare this to one Creed fragrance, it would be Spice and Wood. It's the closest to that one to my nose. It almost smells like Creed Spice and Wood mixed with a little bit of Vodka on the Rocks by Killian. I don't know if that makes sense to you all at all, but I smelled those two side by side just yesterday, and if you muddle them together, it almost smells like Viking. I'm not sure if this is in the official notes. I'll check that before I go ahead and post this review. But to my nose, there's ambroxan here as well. It's not an overwhelming amount of ambroxan. It's not something that overwhelms the composition, but I definitely pick up ambroxan along with those spices through the entirety of the fragrance. Now for the fragrance itself, do I really like it? The answer is yes, I do. I do really like it. Now, how much do I like it, I guess would be a better question. As far as Creed fragrances go, I'm a huge fan. I have tons and tons of Creed releases, from their newer releases to old vaulted ones that are now discontinued. So Creed Viking for me would not fall into the top 5 Creed releases. I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of 5 fragrances fairly easily from the House of Creed that I would choose over Viking. Green Irish Tweed, Aventus, Silver Mountain Water, probably Himalaya, Millesime Imperial, Spice and Wood, and probably a couple more if I really sit down and think about it. But would I place it in the top 10 Creed fragrances of all time? I probably would. So yeah, on the hierarchy of Creeds, it would be probably somewhere in that middle range, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I sat down and listed everything out, it would be somewhere in there in my top 10 list. Now, price-wise, this is quite expensive. And I will tell you straight up, I will never, ever, ever purchase a bottle of Creed Viking at full retail price. Ever. But if I ever find it for a really good discount, I'll scoop it up. Performance for me was in the 6-hour range. Now, this is a sample atomizer, obviously. I would give it 3 or 4 good shots when I would spray it onto wherever I was spraying it. But 3 or 4 sprays from this atomizer probably realistically equals like 1.5 sprays from an actual Creed atomizer. So the performance may be just because I wasn't spraying enough on. But I get around 6 hours. The projection is best in the first hour to hour and a half or so. then it starts to sit closer to the skin. It's something you could wear in warmer weather, you could wear it in cooler weather, you could wear it at day, you could wear it at night. I don't know that it would necessarily excel in any one particular category like daytime, summer, but it would do well in multiple settings. And it does come across a little bit more mature, not necessarily an old fragrance or anything like that. You're not gonna smell like an old man. Some people, you know, would find Creed Bois du Portugal as a type of fragrance like that. You won't have that issue here, but it is leaning more mature than young. So let's go ahead and rate this bad boy. I'm gonna take the pricing completely out of the equation here. I'm not factoring that in at all. Like I've said, I would not purchase this at full retail, and that's my opinion to you as well, unless you're a Creed fanatic. Don't buy it at full retail, wait, and purchase it at a discount whenever that is, whether that's a year from now or whenever, but don't buy it at full retail. But the scent itself is really nice. I think it's a welcome addition to Creed's lineup of fragrances. I do enjoy it. If I had a bottle of it, I would wear it every so often. I would not wear it as much as the heavy hitters from Creed, but it would get some play. For me, it's gonna be a 7.5. I'm a huge Creed fanboy, so I don't know if I'm being a little lenient on it, but personally, I do like the fragrance. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'm gonna save the rest of this, I guess, because God knows how long it'll be until I get an actual bottle of this stuff. But if you have gotten a sample, let me know what you think about it. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. It's more along the lines of spice and wood, like I said earlier, so if you've smelled that fragrance, it's basically like a version of that.